We're coming to you today from Zephyr Hills, Florida. It is a beautiful day in Zephyr Hills. It is marvelous, just marvelous. We are here at the Helping Rock Campground Transitional Homes. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, yes.
Well, okay, kind of like that, right? But anyways, we're here because Eddie and Wanda are running this place and they're doing a real great job. We've done a couple different interviews, and the reason that we've chosen this place to do these interviews on is because they are doing such a great job. And there's so many success stories that are coming out of here. Some of the people, we're going to be doing this more, so you'll be able to hear more. But for right now, we're just going to start with the 4 or 5 people, and then we're eventually going to be doing Wanda and Eddie as well. But we just wanted to invite you in today into our new place, and we just wanted to make welcome.
My name is Brendan.
Brendan. Okay, so Brendan, you are
18 years old.
18 years old, and I saw his license. He's 18. Okay, so Brendan, what brought you like here?
Well, I was in an abusive foster family for give or take 5 years, and when I turned 18, it just got so bad that I had to get out of there. And I tried to make it on my own, and it was really hard. I had no job, no nothing. I had experience in the fields of trade and whatnot, but it was very hard considering that I'm 18 and I'm still in school to get another job and a form of trade. But I got a job over in Wesley Chapel, and things were going all right for a little bit. I was staying at friend's house, and things were going all right. But then I started to find out that I had nowhere else to go, and I tried to look into places, and I was actually sleeping in my car in the student parking lot for 3 days, and the teachers came out and found me, and I was like, oh no, this is not good. I'm 18 years old. I should not be having to deal with this. And they said, are you homeless? And I just shook my head and I said yes. And they said that there was no other place in East Pasco that I could go to because this is the only place that's available. And the only other option would be I'd have to go out to Newport Richey or someplace out there. And, well, this was the only place available. And if it weren't for this place, I'd probably have to move out to Newport Richey, and God only knows what school I'd have to go to.
Okay, so I want to say something right now. It's probably not politically correct, but I'm going to say it anyways. For those of you out there that are abusing children, get help and stop. That's enough. There's no reason for it. Go get some help. There's so many programs out there. There's so many churches that will help you. And for this young man to go through the junk that he's had to go through is a disgrace. We live in the United States of America. Nobody should be abused here. Nobody. Okay, so, sorry.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's a little emotional for me. I didn't hear his interview. I haven't talked to him before, and I didn't know him. But that that makes me insane. So let's go back even further. You said about 5 years ago,
yes.
You were actually, where's your mom and dad?
My mom's she's on drugs. She's in and out of jail. She lives in South Florida. She just wasn't mentally stable enough to have a kid, and there's 3 of us actually, and all 3 of us got separated. My little sister, this is actually pretty sad, and I'm glad that she knew the truth, that when I was adopted, I do believe that my abusive family told her that I was dead. So when she got the text message of me texting her back, I do believe a month ago, yeah, it was a month ago, she could not believe what she was seeing, and she started breaking down to tears, and she said, I thought you were dead.
Wow. You know what? This whole thing is just getting worse to me. This is craziness to me. I can't believe that you're still okay and that you're fine. You have a relationship with the Lord, do you?
Yes, I do.
Is that what kept you through all this crazy?
Well, yes, it is, and also my passion and want to do something in my life, and the fact that I was not going to allow the tribulations that I went through in my life to destroy my future and continue the cycle that's going on in society every day.
18 years old, man. He's got more together at 18 than most people do at 49. I'm telling you, this kid is all right. You're going to make it. Okay, so let's go back a little further. Where's your dad?
My dad, he disowned me basically the day I was born. He's a very stuck-up, cocky individual. However, he was a vet. I mean, I'll give him that. He deserves, certain things in life. But, however, day I was born, he just left the picture. I didn't even know he existed until I was 10 years old. And come to find out, I also had another little sister who her name was Ricky, named after my dad, Rick. And basically, he was my last hope before I went into foster care. And he basically, in 2 weeks, just threw me into foster care. Just no care in the world.
Okay, so let's go back at some of the emotions and the feelings that you had. Here your dad is gone. He's basically a hit and run.
Yep.
Your mom is in and out of drugs. She's not emotionally stable. You've got yourself and all these brothers and sisters, and you don't know what to do. And finally, there's a little bit of hope at the end of the tunnel, and here comes foster people, and you're probably thinking, wow, this is God's gift to me. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so when did it hit you that that wasn't the case?
Well, unfortunately, there are some people that there are some hints in certain situations where you want to believe the best. You want to believe that people are different than what they appear. But a lot of times they are not. And there are families out there that are ready to take in a kid and they're like, I really want a kid. I really want to raise him right. And then there's some of them that see the money involved, which was the case for me.
So when you adopt somebody, you get money?
That is correct.
Well, that's news to me. I didn't know that. I thought you had to pay money to adopt.
Well, I do believe you need to pay money to get the classes and all that. I do believe that is a very big possibility. But it is very well known that once you adopt a child and under certain circumstances, you can receive a check.
Okay, so the people that adopted you, did they adopt anybody else or only you?
They adopted another child as well, but however, he was a little older, and it is very clear that they adopted him due to the fact that they were going to get a lot nicer check due to the fact that he was disabled.
Wow. Now, is he still in that situation?
No, he is not. He left 6 months later. Basically, he was 18, he turned 18, and he was like, I can't live in this predicament anymore.
Okay, so you talk about abuse. Are you talking about sexual abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse? What kind of abuse?
We're talking mental, physical, and labor abuse.
Okay.
So.
All right, so they weren't just trying to teach you responsibility and to work.
Oh, no. No. We're talking about their biological kids basically lived a normal kid's life. I had to wear rags to school. I had to basically work out in the field. They actually live right around the corner here. And they have this pasture, and there's been police showing up all the time about their horses being underfed. And they have basically a puppy mill with dogs that live in literal disgust. And it's all for money. And basically she has 12 kids, 10 biological to 5 different fathers. 2 adoptive, considering me and the other kid.
Is there any men involved in this relationship here? And you have a stepfather there or no?
He is also there, but he has a reputation for having a very short temper to the point where he'll go around and have like rants and raves where he'll go and punch things and hit things. There's a point where we do believe that he is on drugs, due to the fact that he'll stay up every night until 4 o'clock in the morning working. He actually built spotlights across the entire property, and the neighbors are always complaining about it. And he put spotlights everywhere just so he could see and he could work at night and day, and then he'll sleep for like 3 hours. And if we give him like maybe 4 hours, he'll get up and start ranting and raving and like, you incompetent people, how are you going to allow me to sleep?
Okay, so here's my question. Somebody gets adopted, doesn't anybody come in and check on what's going on with you?
Well, that is the case for the first 6 months.
So he pretended for 6 months.
Exactly. For 6 months, there's people checking in and out and whatever, making sure everything is up to par. It was all basically a front. there were certain things going on in the house, and they were always made first aware when somebody was about to show up, and they would always like, all right, we got to clean this place up. And then there was a family living in there, which it's nothing against the family, it was my Uncle Cortland and my aunt and her 2 children.
Were they your biological? So you
yeah.
just called them that.
Yeah, but they were living in the room across because they couldn't get a job or whatnot, and that wasn't allowed during the adoption. They weren't allowed to have other people in there unless it was documented, which it wasn't. So they basically, an hour or so before, they would go and camp out in the barn or something until they left and come back out.
Wow. You know what? I'm shocked, folks. If you're in a situation like this and you're a young person, you need to get out. You need to go to your school teacher, you need to go to your principal, you need to go to your guidance counselor, or just go to a friend's house, but you need to get out. There's no reason why anybody needs to be abused. I'm all about boundaries, and I'm all about giving people jobs and having kids work, but this is abuse. And so if you're going through anything like that, please get some help. Now, how did you wind up here? Did your teachers tell you about this place?
Actually, yes. Well, I knew about this place previously because when I was 16 and I was pleading with them to please just I'll do anything. I'll give you money, whatever you want. But once I turned 16, please allow me to get emancipated. They would not allow it. They figured that they would be put on blast or something.
Okay, so hold on. For those of our viewers that don't know what emancipation is, what is that?
When you turn 16, you are allowed to be emancipated, which is basically you go to court, and once you do go to court, you're allowed to, if the court rules you able to, you can basically be somewhat of a legal adult and be responsible for yourself.
I'm shocked. I just never expected this. And I am so sorry from the bottom of my heart that you had to go through this kind of crap. You know, it seems like adults would have some stuff together. It ticks me off. But anyways, going forward, now that you're here, and you've been here for, you said, a month and a half?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay, so are you going to school here? Are you still going to school?
I am still going to school. I was in ROTC for 4 years, and
Wow, that's great.
I've also had my eyes on the sight and my eyes on the prize for very, very many years. My goal of being a airborne Army Ranger is about to become a reality.
Wow. Wow.
I went into people were basically my adoptive family was always telling me, they said, you would be nothing, you'll never be anything other than what I've trained.
Lies.
They basically they said that I would be nothing. I would be living on that farm for however many years to come. They said I would never be able to get my driver's license. By the way, that's my Jeep out there, just to make sure that's clear. Anyways, so I did actually make it, thank you. I went to MEPS, I passed MEPS.
Now, what's MEPS? What is that?
It's the required examination to make it into the military. It's a medical examination process.
Great.
I passed that, and in my contract it does state that I am airborne infantry with the option 40, which means I can become a ranger.
Wow, isn't that great? Okay, so what part has God played in all of this for you? Has He given you any strength?
Yes, He has. He's taught me many things, and one of them is that He's been getting me probably ready for this moment through all the tribulations I've been in all my life, because He knew that only one individual could probably take this toll up. And when after all this stuff that I've been through in my life, I finally came to realize that, you know what, I'd rather it have been me that was adopted by that family. I'd rather it have been me to go through all that stuff than somebody else, because I'd rather take that burden off of somebody else. I want to take their pain away from them.
You know what, that is so commendable, but I'm going to tell you something. What you just said is exactly what Jesus Christ says to you. I want to take that burden off of you. I want to take that pain away. And I'm going to tell you something you don't really want to hear right now. But the way to take that all off and to get that and to really be part of your past is you need to forgive the people involved. No matter how horrid they were to you, which obviously they were horrible. And you should have never gone through that kind of stuff. A dog shouldn't go through that. It sickens me to know that you went through that stuff. But if you really want to separate yourself from that emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and you want to actually move on to the future, you have to forgive the people involved. Because Jesus says, as you forgive them, I can in turn come and forgive and heal you. Are you ready to do that?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so bow your head, darling. Say, Jesus,
Jesus,
as an act of my will,
as an act of my will,
and by the power of your Holy Spirit,
by the power of your Holy Spirit,
I choose
I choose
to forgive anybody that has hurt me,
I choose to forgive anybody that's hurt me,
emotionally,
emotionally,
physically,
physically,
sexually,
sexually,
verbally,
verbally,
mentally,
mentally,
whether on purpose
whether on purpose
or by accident.
by accident.
I loose them.
I loose them.
You're the judge,
You're the judge,
not me.
not me.
Heal my heart, Jesus.
Heal my heart, Jesus.
Heal my heart, Jesus.
Heal my heart, Jesus.
Amen.
Amen.
You know what? I'm going to tell you something. The Spirit of God is going to come in, and every dream you've ever had is going to come to pass, and it's all going to be good. If you had something to say to somebody out there that's in that same situation that you just came from, what would it be?
Absolutely. Just because somebody tells you that you can't do something, you can't follow what you want in life, just realize that it's only you that can stop that. People can tell you every day, you can't do something, you can't do something. Well, even the best musicians, the best athletes, they were all told this when they were children. And guess what? Now they're laughing at people because look at my paycheck and look at yours.
Right.
So what I guess I'm saying is, don't let other people judge your fate. So,
And you know what? Follow the Spirit of God, because if you're following the Spirit of God, you'll be successful always. If you're following what your flesh wants, not so much. That's a 50-50 crapshoot right there. So anyways, okay, so go ahead. You're going to sum this up, and you're going to tell Eddie and Wanda what?
they've done a great job, Eddie and Wanda. I appreciate everything you've done for me in these past couple of months. If it weren't for you, I probably would have not been able to become an Army Ranger. I would have nowhere to go, and I have to drop out of school.
Wow.
So I thank them for that, and I hope this place stays open.
Well, God bless you, Eddie and Wanda. You're doing a great job, and we just love you and thank you, and our heart goes out to you, my friend.
Thank
and
you.
I know you're going to make it.
Thank you.
Go get them. God bless you. Bye.